Hi, and I already have a comment up. I have the wrong. It's never a show with me if something isn't already wrong from the beginning. And we have the peanut gallery already laughing. So you already know at least somebody that's here. But today we are doing an FTC comment writing workshop. We're going to figure out what this means. We're going to look at some examples. We're going to answer some FAQs that I've been seeing on comment sections. Dave sent me a really great list to go down. Thanks, Dave. You're the best. And we're just going to get the dang thing done today, right? So I would like to welcome to the show everybody. Everybody, hello.
Hello.
So nice to see you.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's do this.
So great. Yeah, so I'm actually going to, there we go. I like that better. Anyway, how are we all today? How is everybody?
I am
Good?
delightful.
Good.
I'm just fabulous. Yeah.
I'll
great.
stay muted as much as possible because my toddler is just like banging away on the drums in the background.
Gonna be the new drummer in like the newest punk band in like 15 years. So
Yeah,
don't even worry about it.
He will
And
take
we'll
after his dad.
come back to this and you'll say, look, this is where it started. So I've been seeing a lot of FAQs, people asking certain things. So we're just going to go through a couple things that I've been seeing. First and foremost, to do the FTC commenting, it is open. Commenting is open. It's been open for about a week. You do not have to be a citizen of the United States to comment on the FTC's website. Commenting is open to everyone across the world. I don't know if you guys have been getting any commenting on your stuff, but I've had people, especially comment on the PSA that we did, where they're like, man, I wish I was in the US. I definitely have a story. And so not only am I asking and telling everybody who's here and watching, but anybody who might be watching the replay, that please, if you see people making comments like that, please, please, please let them know that it is open worldwide. Anybody can comment. You don't have to be a United States citizen. There is no proof of anything like that. You just need to leave a comment. And that leads to the second point, is that comments can be posted anonymously. There are already comments up on the FTC's website in the comment section that have been posted anonymously. So that's another thing. If you're in an MLM, maybe you want to say something, you're not ready to leave, but you're definitely on the train and you're like, yeah, there's some really needed regulation. Even if you're in an MLM and you think that there's needed regulation, because we're trying to get away from this spammy, nasty stuff, right? I feel like there's a lot of people actually in MLM that feel very similar. They don't like the income claims and the way that people portray themselves. So even people like that, if you want to leave a comment, you can, and you can do so anonymously. You don't have to risk the MLM going through the comments, trying to find the names and cross-referencing their list of people in. So feel free to leave the comment and be as honest as you want to be, because you may leave comments anonymously. Hey, everybody. I'm just trying to see who's in here and say hi to everybody. The next thing that is very important, and this was something that Dave talked to me about last week, is we really want to stay away from copy and paste comments.
Yes.
Okay, this is not like an email campaign where we're trying to get somebody's TikTok account back, or we're trying to tell Monet that they're doing bad stuff. Like this is not what that is. This is not what this is. This is very much, it needs to be personal accounts, things that have you've seen personally or experienced personally, or have, close personal connection with. Again, you don't have to be in an MLM or anything to make a comment. Anybody can make a comment, but we don't want copy paste things. We don't want to look spammy. We are no longer in MLMs. We don't need to be sending copy paste comments. We know how to change words.
We don't?
And do those sort of things. Do you guys have any comments on this? I've got the ticker and it says the FTC seems to be pushing back against copy paste comments by refusing to publish content from mass campaigns of similar comments. So again, excuse me. Why don't you guys elaborate a little or talk about ways that you could personalize the comments so they're not so copy paste, even if you're sort of going off a template?
Well, I think that it's safe to say that we all have different reasons why we don't like the way that MLMs are doing things. And so just by, you know, being authentic to ourselves and what our issues truly are is important, because it brings different things to the table that we might not otherwise realize are an issue. So that's why I would think it's important. I don't have any ideas on how to come to that. Watch some anti-MLM videos and you can come to that conclusion by yourself.
I mean,
Absolutely.
definitely if you have your own story, like just go ahead and let it out and put it in that comment. It's so important to, and like, it doesn't have to necessarily be like your experience in MLM. It could be your experience of a family member being in MLM, or one of your friends that was in MLM. There are so many different ways that like you can take a story that and make it into a comment.
Yeah, I mean, my advice would be open up a Google Doc and just kind of start writing whatever, you know, your thoughts were, whatever your experience was. And then, you know, that way you're not in the website, you're not in the text box or whatever, feeling like, oh my God, this is, you know, can I proof this? I got to go read back. Or if you accidentally submit it and you were like, I wasn't finished, don't, you know, we're on a site, you know, we're on a time frame, but don't rush it. So open up a Google Doc and just, or even a note on your phone, something you can do to, you know.
And if you need ideas, do we still have that like BuzzFeed quiz up on the on Michelle's
Dave's
website?
quiz? Yeah,
Yes.
Dave's quiz.
So on mlmchange.org, you guys can find a quiz that kind of helps you personalize your comment to the FTC.
Absolutely.
It's at least going to put you on the right track and get your gears turning if you need ideas of what.
Yeah,
what
and I
say.
wanted to just update you guys real quick, everyone watching, that I did update mlmchange.org today with Chinese translations from someone who reached out to us and offered to translate. The quiz itself is only in English right now, but most of the content on the website is now available in English, Spanish, Chinese, and Tagalog. So big, huge, amazing shout out and thank you to all of the volunteers who translated all of those things for us. It's so awesome.
Yeah. Super. It's incredible what this community has already done to provide this information to as many people as possible. Another key point when writing your comments, we want to make sure that if you're going to be giving alternatives to the proposed rules that's already there, that you're going to want to also offer an alternative to what you don't agree with necessarily. Does that make sense? So if and we'll go through a couple different things, but if you're going to make a claim like this isn't going to work, they also want to know, well, why not? And do you have a way that it could work or an alternative to this when deciding how to pose your comment if you're going in that route? I just want, it's sort of like if you're going to complain, like offer a solution as well, kind of thing.
Well, think if you're writing a paper in class, they're going to have you put a call to action near the end. And that's how I think of it, is like put in a call to action of something that you think should be done to make the situation better.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a question that is in the comments. I just wanted to respond really quick. Do we know when Avon was incorporated into an MLM? Yes, it was actually 2005 that Avon became an MLM. So
yep,
right before you joined.
I think that I started selling Avon Mark right around 2005 as well. So
yeah,
right then.
Yeah. It's interesting that they went that. I don't know why it took them so long.
As a child. I was,
right, as
for
a
the
child.
record, I was like 16 in 2005. So,
jeez. One of the alternatives to the proposed rules that we've heard, especially like from Robert Fitzpatrick and things like that, is that separating MLM from this gig work kind of thing. And I wanted to, let me pop that up in a sec. There's also been a lot of people that are confused as to why gig work is included in this and why it's like this. Again, it's because of income claims. But the difference here with MLM that I want people to understand that is not present in gig work. So in an MLM, we've got the pay to play, the recruitment mandate, the endless chain, and the complicated compensation plan. There's a lot of alliteration in that that I didn't anticipate when reading live.
Complicated compensation.
That complicated compensation plan. Those are going to be very present in MLM. It's part of it. It's, you know, the cornerstones of that. But within gig work, there is no pay to play. There is no recruiting. You might get a bonus, like if someone refer. I don't know all of the ways that they do those sort of things, but that is not the same as a recruiting bonus with MLMs. It is not multi-level like that. If there is a referral program, it's going to be a legitimate referral program that follows a very strict set of rules. And there's going to be a fair compensation plan. So those are the differences I don't think that a lot of people think about in terms of the business structure between MLMs and gig work. And so if that's something that comes into your comment, those might be things that you want to focus on. Another one that I think a lot of us are very, very passionate about is the waiting period versus cooling off period aspect of your I lost my train of thought because Jessica tagged me in something and my watch made a noise. Jessica!
Mine did too. Mine just made a noise too. I was like, what's happening?
The waiting period versus the cooling off period. Right now, most MLMs have a cooling off period. They don't really tell you about it, but it's sort of like you have 7 days to hit that cancel button and get 100% back. That's a cooling off period. Whereas like when you're buying a car, like if you're not satisfied, you have a couple days to be like, oh God, I shouldn't have done this and bring it back. No penalties. Not all MLMs have this, not all MLMs advertise this, but most MLMs have some sort of a cooling off period. That at that point, it's already too late, right? Once you join the MLM, you're not even thinking about that cooling off period because you're already hitting the ground running. You're getting swarmed and love bombed. You're being told, what a great opportunity. And, oh my God, I'm so excited. And you would never even think in those first 7 days that this wasn't the best thing that you just did. And so alternately, something that we thought would be a good a difference here would be a waiting period. And what we have is a waiting period could require a potential MLM participant to review all expectations and financial disclosures prior to joining the company. So before you join, right? Alternately, a cooling off period is similar to what MLMs already offer and could allow up to 100% refund within a designated period of time.
Yeah. And can I jump in with my mental health? Not expertise. That would be Danielle's department. But from my personal experience, what I've kind of seen and what's definitely true for me is that a lot of the people who get recruited into MLMs have ADHD or some kind of impulse control issue. And so we're very easily talked into doing something immediately because we get really excited about it. We get that dopamine rush, like, I'm going to spend the money.
What are you talking about?
When I was first introduced to, the Beachbody opportunity, I know for a fact, I can say with absolute certainty that had I been emailed or sent an actual copy of real accurate earnings potential and income disclosure information about the company and the comp plan and everything like that, and then had been forced to wait even 48 hours, but I think 2 weeks is fair. Anything in between that time. If I had been forced to wait that long before I could even give them money, I would have definitely not joined. I either would have spent the money already and literally not had it, and then forgotten about it, or I would have gotten over my impulse control, hyperfixation, excitement about the opportunity. I know for a fact I would not have joined Beachbody. So they are going to push so hard against something like this. They will say, they did say when this was proposed 10 years ago, that their objection to it was, well, then nobody will sign up. Exactly.
Exactly.
That's why we need it.
I mean,
This is the most important part of the comment, in my personal opinion.
And
Yeah.
I think that that's so, I really love that you brought that like mental health aspect to it, Michelle, because like that's so true. And like I think that we need that like that's so important for people that have impulse control issues to be able to have that period of like, wait a second, you're supposed to think. Slow down before you make these decisions that are going to change your life.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think
people
that
before they
too.
do things?
I think that too just goes to show why it's so important for everyone to give their commentary, because I would have never thought of that as a solution to anything.
Right.
But you're so right. They thrive on people who lack impulse control. Like for me, I'm like Michelle, I'll just like get super excited about something and go like head first in like becoming an expert at whatever it is, whether that be like a side hobby or whatever. And then after
You know how many times I've repurposed my Etsy store because I got into something new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I get into like
I sewed by hand on there.
these like side hobbies, and that's kind of like with MLMs too. They catch people when they're looking for that fix, and then they tell them, just jump right in. You don't have to know everything. I didn't know everything when I started. I had to learn as I went. And if they just had that little bit of time, they probably wouldn't have joined.
They would have lost interest, or they would have actually read the material. But to me, like, I probably wouldn't even have read it. If I did, I don't know that it would have changed my mind.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, I think it's important that it's provided. And that's what this is partially about. But to me, the waiting period is the most essential part, in my opinion, because that dopamine rush would have been over, and I just would have not been as interested, no matter what the income potential was.
Yep.
Yeah, I joined It Works at an It Works Facebook party because a bunch of people that were my friends were buying things. It was like, oh my God, if you join, you'll get the bonus, plus you'll get all the stuff. And I was like, why not? Sounds great. But like, had I thought about it for longer than 10 seconds, I don't think I would have signed up. I don't think I would have been into it. And if they came to me a week later to be like, remember that party a week ago? I'd have been like, yeah, no, I thought about that a lot, and I am embarrassed.
I'm like, you must be thinking of someone else.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think that would have happened. And here's the thing, nothing is going to be 100% a solution, but a waiting period is maybe a big net, right? You're not going to catch all the fish in the net. Some of the little guys are going to still slip through and maybe sign up, but you might stop a lot of people that are those accounts that nobody cares about, that are like, those are the people that just join for the discount. Like, it would be a lot less of those, which maybe in turn, quote unquote, helps MLM's numbers. Who knows, right? Who knows? But yeah, so those are a couple different things. Also, Michelle, did you want to pull up some of the current comments so that we can go over that?
Just 1 second. Can you fill
totally. Yeah. So another thing that you can do on your comment is you can offer evidence, which is fantastic because you know how much we love receipts around here. So you can offer evidence. You can have receipts. You can have I think you can even like link stuff in your comments as well if you have videos and stuff like that. But to the website, you can actually upload up to 20 files or 10 megabytes or less of space. And all of the valid types that you can upload are just sweeping across the bottom of the screen. All different kinds of
this information will be accessible on the website.
And all the information is also on mlmchange.org. But yeah, JPEGs and PDF files, you can send docs and all kinds of different things. So absolutely, those are some ways that you can put evidence into your comment.
So yeah, I know y'all got the screenshots.
So like, can I just upload all of the episodes of my podcast to?
You can link it.
I think probably the better thing, and we're going to show some current examples of some current comments. One is going to be, we're going to pop everybody over here. It's our girl, Alonda. She's amazing. And this is her comment. It is like multiple pages, but what she has here, and if you really want to read this, you can go to the FTC's website because they're all public and we just downloaded them from there. But this is Alonda's comment and it goes quite for a while, but down here at the bottom, you can see that she has links to more information. And some of it is like documentation. Some of it is like straight from Beachbody's website that she's sharing. Some of it are just image links. So you can also include links in your comment the way that Alonda has here as well. So if you have YouTube videos, podcast episodes, whatever it is, Bill did tell us that there is somebody here that sits and reads all these comments. So someone will read it.
Yep.
And they will.
Awesome.
I don't know if every podcast episode will be listened to. Maybe it will.
Okay, so I just want to be real with you guys. Like, let's talk about how overwhelming this one comment is.
Right.
Like,
We're going to look at some other examples.
Don't worry about that.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Because this is very overwhelming, right?
This is
Alonda. She's the recovering Hunbot. We know what she does. This is 100%. This is just me going back and forth. It's only 6 pages, I think. So this is Alonda's comment, and it is very, very thorough. But that's who Alonda is. You don't have to have a super thorough comment. We're going to have this comment here. We wanted to share you.
Skip to like page 3. We can
this
talk
comment
about
here is a pro MLM comment, but the best part is this guy's name is Dr. Loses. Let's all laugh at that.
I don't know. The best part
Irony.
to me is the name of the book that he published.
So he does his own comment here, and he's talking about how great MLM is and blah, 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 blah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Yes.
Okay.
And back here
We're just ignoring you.
is his.
Okay. Just making sure.
Go ahead and read that, Michelle. 'Cause it's on your computer. You can see it.
You get to be the one to read to the class.
Okay. Well, I'm actually reading it from the StreamYard, but that's okay.
Oh, you are? I'm sorry. I can't
No,
see
it's
that.
all right. So the first anonymous one that I put as an example on here just says they stole money from my friends by making them pay the company to be an employee there, which is just so funny and accurate and to the
Short
point.
and sweet.
Yeah.
So these are the short and sweet comments. Sorry.
These are the ones that are meant to, show you that it's just important that you comment. It's
Right.
just important that you say, I'm in support of this. If you have more to contribute, awesome, but it is not required. The second one here just says, I support the implementation of the new MLM rules. This will help stop the predatory behaviors of MLM recruiters. And that's it. The third one says MLMs and pyramid schemes should be stopped. These companies are lying to those who sell their products about having their own business and unlimited income potential, and often the products themselves are poor quality.
Right. So these are just short little anonymous comments. Like
Carriage
this
return,
is better than nothing.
all comments will be worthwhile. All
Yeah.
Comments.
from
You could just
read
do-
and record it for sure.
You could just do a little blurb and then send a bunch of screenshots if that's what you're feeling.
Absolutely.
Or link
you could,
a bunch
you
of
could
stuff.
say, I don't like MLMs because they're predatory and they prey on people, and then attach 20 screenshots of it happening.
there are a few more examples that I think would be beneficial to look at.
I did want to show you, this was what we, back on page 2, right? Dr. Loses, the book that he wrote, that he uses as his
Yes, it says,
site that he sources is the book that he wrote.
yeah, it says, though he does not give media, this is his own comment. I don't know why he's writing it like this.
He put his own biography at the end of his comment.
Though he does not give media interviews or public speeches, in 2014, Dr. Loses published the provocative booklet In Defense of the Pyramid Scheme, described by one reviewer as good for dispelling the it's a pyramid objection.
So that's his expertise in why this is stupid and this is a dumb rule and
Basically,
MLM
he
shouldn't
says
be a part of
pyramid
it.
schemes
I
should
love-
be legal.
I love so much that he cited his own sources from himself.
Yeah.
I think that makes it really legitimate.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like,
Oh my god, your laugh just
Can
now
that be a
made me so
TikTok
happy.
sound?
Too late. I mean, we'll have to figure it out, but yes.
Yeah. So this, so these are some of the comments that are out there currently right now. So I don't want anybody to feel like, oh my God, I have to have an Alonda level comment. You literally can just post a scathing sentence with evidence to back it up. That's totally it.
A scathing sentence.
Just
A
include a
scathing
link. Just include a link to
sentence.
Jessica Hickson's YouTube channel. Honestly,
Yes. Just be like, watch this.
I mean, seriously.
That'll work.
there were a few more examples on there I really wanted to call out.
Oh, you did? Okay. I wanted to answer some of these questions as they're
Perfect.
like scrolling by.
Just
Would
to
comments-
no, let's go back to it after.
Of course, yes. Would comments from people who haven't been in an MLM but have just had to sit through multiple pitches be worthwhile? Absolutely.
I think even if you haven't sat through a pitch, you probably know someone who has, or know someone who's been affected by one, or have seen it on your timeline.
Absolutely. I want to complain about the Huns who made me think we were building a real friendship and then hit me with the pitch. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Every time.
Uh-huh.
Complain about it all.
So wrong.
And that does go to like the pitch too. Like this whole proposed rule is about the pitch, right? It's about
misleading earnings claims. And if someone is
deceptive.
misleading you by thinking that you're their friend, I'm sorry to
No, you're
interrupting
absolutely
yourself.
right. Like, we are a sisterhood. This is the best community. That is not necessarily, income per se, but it is the reason that a lot of these people get into it, and it's completely deceptive because that's not what it is.
Not only that, it also is like telling you, like, you're creating this friendship with somebody and then you trust them. So then when they say that you're going to make money, you're like, yeah, I am. Why would they lie to me?
Yep.
You're my friend.
Here's a good example about when we were talking about the waiting period. At Vector Marketing, which sells Cutco knives, when someone would come in for an interview, they would automatically hire them and get them set up for training as soon as possible. That way, there's no waiting period. There's no time to even think it over. You're hired on the spot and you're already getting your training. So yeah, those are all really excellent things to add into your comment as well, especially if you have personal experience with it.
But even if you don't.
But even if you don't, 100%. Okay, what number? Here we go. We had the anonymous ones, and then we have this one.
Yeah, and this one goes on. The next few pages, I think, are actually all part of the same one. She attached these screenshots, and I didn't read the whole comment. It's just to show like the type of things that you can like attach to this as like evidence or proof. I know it's really hard to see that, but it's just a graphic from like a Zoom call or something, like an opportunity call, or a graphic that someone might post on Facebook to try and get you to ask questions about how they're making so much money. And it says average monthly income by rank, and yeah, it's a
made up numbers,
misleading information. And can I control this? Oh, I can. Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't, I guess I probably can't zoom in on this, unfortunately, but these are just like high level examples. She submitted screenshot after screenshot of proof of this happening. And she just put all of these separate screenshots into a PDF and attached the PDF to the comment. Perfect. To make it simple, because as I think you probably talked about earlier, you can have up to 20 files, or 10 megabytes. And there are certain, file types that they accept, actually quite a bit of them, quite a few, which is awesome. But if you just have a bunch of screenshots, do what this person did, because that's probably not 10 megabytes there,
Especially if you're making multiple arguments, right? If you're like, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about this, and you have screenshots for both, you could attach the PDF that way.
Yeah, and
article you
photos, depending on like what quality the picture is in, it could also like potentially take up a lot more space than if you just include it on like a PDF file.
And you can use like a free photo sharing website if you need something like that, or can't do a PDF.
You could use
There's
Canva
ways to do that
if you want.
Yeah,
Canva would work. It's not like I mean, they do. Canva does do PDF files.
Yeah, you can export like endless pages of Canva to a PDF, but if you do have a whole lot, which I think is awesome, I think it's important to show them how prevalent this is. But if you do have just a ton and it's going to go over the file limit, put them in a Google Drive folder and make that folder shareable with anyone who has the link, and give them the link.
That's cool too. That's a really good idea.
Because that's not going to have, that's stored elsewhere. That doesn't have, that it doesn't take up space. It doesn't take up megabytes at all. So
that's a really good idea. Oh my gosh. That might be what I have to do.
I know, I'm collecting so much, and some of it is like videos, and I know that those would take up way too much space.
Jake says, I have never been in an MLM, and I'm pretty proud of the letter I have drafted to submit.
Ooh,
so
I'm
that's
excited.
awesome. I'm very excited to hear that. Are timeshares MLMs? I mean, not really, but they're scams. They're scams. Do MLMs do background checks and drug testing on new recruits? I don't think so, but there might be a few. There might be a few like Primerica or something, but I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Maybe the ones that are really
do you have a pulse and a social security number? That is the requirement.
And vulnerability.
And are you over 18? Like, that's my favorite part when they're just like,
not even.
Well,
not even.
Right.
Some of them are like Origami Owl and Avon and stuff. They target kids.
Yes.
Like, just have a teen account.
I joined my first one at 15 or 16. Yep.
I am so grateful to have the opportunity to speak out and hopefully make a difference as well.
Me too. I'm so psyched about this. This hasn't happened, you guys, since the inception of this online movement. We have not had the real ability to, actually affect change in the government in this way. And it's so exciting.
It is. Cindy, great question. I am the holder of a cease and desist, and I'm not supposed to disparage their good name. You know what? You can post anonymously. You don't have to put your name on the comment at all. This is another great example of using that anonymous feature on the FTC's website. You do not need to do any of that. You just
and I would even say depending on what that cease and desist is about,
put that in your comment too.
Put that in your comment. Be like, this is what I
let me talk about it.
Right. Like, they literally won't let me talk about it because they're threatening to sue me. I mean,
that's a good point.
But if you say that anonymously, they can't prove that it's you that said it.
Exactly.
Right. So, and like, honestly, I don't think the FTC is going to be in the business of like contacting the MLM and be like, listen, somebody that you said shouldn't talk about
somebody that did this.
Because I'm good friends with Big Mac Daddy Stuart McMillan, and I went ahead and told him.
But MLMs use
the FTC's intricate relationship with the DSA and people who work in MLMs and MLM lobbying organizations is actually one of Dr. Luz's points in favor of MLMs. He says the FTC wouldn't
hire. Yeah, like the FTC would never work with these companies.
Scheme, so obviously it's not.
His name is Dr. Loses. So she said Dr. Loses is common.
I was like, wait.
To make it possessive.
Right. No, I get it now. I was just like, wait, what's his name?
Lose? Dr. Loses.
That's
this.
Poor guy.
Okay. It's also good to remember that this is not a vote. These are comments on an article of proposed rulemaking. So this is not a vote. It's just comments. Basically, it's like we were joking, trying to figure out what it kind of is, and it's kind of like the primaries. Like, should the FTC even look into it? Should the FTC even make this rule? So that's sort of what this is. It's us being like, yes, you should, and this is why. So this is not the vote. There will be more things down the line. This is just literally getting it on the ballot, basically.
Right.
We also want to remind people that the FTC is a global leader, and as a global leader, encourages other countries to follow the rules that they sort of set as the gold standard. And so in remembering that, it's important to get this stuff on the books and not just be like, oh yeah, no, we sort of kind of already do that. No, we would like it in writing. Like if you're already kind of doing it, which is what the FTC likes to say, we don't need to put that in a rule because we kind of already do that. And you don't need to put it in writing. No, it really does need to be in writing because as a global leader in consumer safety and protection, we need them to raise the bar because it will help more people across the world when they encounter these stricter protections that are set forth.
And I think maybe part of the reason that we call this out is like maybe stroke the FTC's ego a little bit, you know, in your comment, be like, you know, the FTC is a global leader. You guys should have higher standards.
I mean, I feel like that should go without saying, but
Danielle?
yes.
So I wanted to give another comparison that I thought is really powerful is like, it's like when you have a child that has a disability at school and the school claims that they're doing everything they can for your child and they don't want to put it in writing in a 504 or an IEP. It's the same thing. Like you want that stuff in writing so that it can follow your child and they can get the help that they need. We're trying to give the same help to all people across the world so that way they don't have to get suckered into these schemes.
Right.
It's a way to protect people, just like you're trying to protect your children when they need help at school.
Yes, absolutely. We want to be able to protect the most amount of people possible. Is psychological manipulation, gaslighting, etc. included or just violation? So yeah, add that in there. You can talk about the way that you're treated. Absolutely. What they are focusing on is more of the income claims and the lifestyle claims. But I would say that there's a lot of coercion that goes into those lifestyle claims, and psychological manipulation is a big part of that. So if you have examples of that, absolutely, I would include that. Here's another couple things. Dave sent this to me. The franchise rule, which I just want to put up here so people understand. I also want to remind you that the MLMs don't have regulation like this, which is what we're trying to get like made, right? Like we just want something on the books that's a regulation for MLM, and there just really isn't. But the franchise rule, which is Doug Brooks's wheelhouse in franchise law, the franchise rule gives prospective purchasers of franchise the material information that they need in order to weigh in the risks and benefits of an investment up front with a waiting period, which is what we're trying to sort of instill here. And this would be great to use in your comment if that's something that you are passionate about, that waiting period. If a franchise company, and there's a rule on the books that says if you want to become a franchise owner, you have to have a waiting period and all of this financial information. Like, why not MLM? Why isn't MLM? It's very similar. Why isn't there a similar rule? So that's just sort of something that you might want to include if that's something that you're interested in talking about in your comment. Another rule they have is the business opportunity rule, which is kind of like made for MLM, but like doesn't include MLM at all for some reason. And the business opportunity rule requires business opportunity sellers to give prospective buyers specific information to help them evaluate a business opportunity, thus ensuring that the prospective purchasers have the information that they need in order to assess the risks of buying one of these work at home opportunities. But MLM is not included, even though we're basically just explained what an MLM is. MLM is not included in that rule because of lobbying and the last comment.
Yeah, and it's
10 years ago.
Important to think about, and a lot of people don't know this, so let's talk about it real quick. The reason that the business opportunity rule doesn't include MLMs is not because the FTC just decided they're not, the FTC did not decide that on their own. It was because the last time this happened, that the thing that we are doing right now, the public comments phase of the last proposed rule, which was the business opportunity rule 10 years ago, the DSA, yes, Melissa, the DSA conjured up 17,000 people to submit public comments saying MLMs should not be included. So that's the power that this public comment phase has, and we have the opportunity to harness that against the DSA.
In their defense, I do feel like in the last 10 years is when it's really started becoming so predatory and such a like business opportunity
And
thing.
in your face
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. So hopefully with, you know, as big as the movement has gotten, it will like counterbalance that.
Absolutely. Another sales rule that I just want to bring to everybody's attention as well in maybe making your comment is the telemarketing sales rule. And the telemarketing sales rule requires telemarketers to make specific disclosures of material information, right? IDS, we need more of that. It prohibits misinformation. It sets limits on the times that they can call houses, whether or not you want to be on their list. There's like specific rules. And if telemarketers, which are basically the new door-to-door salesmen, the new direct sellers with these whatever, if they have to follow these rules too, do you see what I'm saying here? Like there are rules for everyone except MLM. And so we really need the FTC to know that we know that.
Yeah.
And we are very aware of why that these rules are not being enforced and not being put on the books, because there are multiple other entities that are very, very similar to MLM that have obvious rules on the books for ethical and not deceptive practices, right? That's why the telemarketers can't call during certain hours. Can't you, if you say, take me off your list, like they have to, because that's deceptive and unethical if they don't.
And you know, in MLMs, they have to get a no at least 7 times before they'll stop.
Right?
At least.
So that's
not
insane.
to mention, like when I would come across profiles that would say no MLMs, like in all caps. And it was like our goal to change their mind, to make them see why MLMs are so good. So I know that that's being taught in MLM.
Boss babes hate that so much. You see that all the time. They're like, "Ugh, people say they want a good hair care recommendation, but no MLMs. Like, what if it could change your life?" Sorry, I had to get in boss babe mode there for a second.
I mean,
I hate it.
it's it's wild. It's funny that we can hop in and out of it so easily.
Imagine if like all we had to do was put no MLMs in our profile and they like legally could not.
Right?
Let's
How amazing would that be? Let's make that a thing.
Or like they can't, like after, like you were saying, after a certain time in the night, like after 6 p.m. they can no longer, or like before 8 a.m.
Absolutely. They're basically telemarketers without rules.
Yeah.
You know, they're franchisees without rules. If
I'm
you
so
let
glad we're
Burger
having
King
this
just be
conversation.
nasty and unethical, you know what I mean? Like, it's bad for business.
This makes me wonder if we can maybe like propose as a rule, as an alternative rule or whatever, things about their conventions and stuff where they're like having you work on no sleep. That's what I'm thinking of right now. But also like the fact that they make you pay to go to their conventions and you have to pay for gas and airfare. Like I didn't even consider as putting something like that in with this comment that I want to submit to the
like they could
FTC,
disclose up front the other expenses that may be incurred by running this business, quote unquote.
Yeah, because right now, okay, first of all, I was going to ask this question earlier. Well, I have something to say about what Michelle just said first. So on their income disclosure statements, if they have one, it's like, you know, this does not include expenses, blah, blah, blah. But like, if we could be clear about what the expenses are, like we were always taught, you know, to tell people we don't carry an inventory. There are no monthly quotas, but we left out the minor detail that you have to sell a certain amount every month or run an auto shipment in order to get paid. So sure, you don't have to do that to stay active, but you're not going to get paid anything if you don't. So like leaving out those minor details, I feel like is detrimental.
I just watched one of your old videos, Jessica, where you had to like slip that in and you were so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you were just like, there are no monthly quotas, but you just won't get paid.
Yeah. And I say it so cheer. I'm like, but it's fine. You just won't
Great.
get paid. But next month you can just, start
You can
over.
get paid. Next month you can get paid, but this month you won't.
If you pay.
Yeah.
Right.
If you
but-
pay, you might get paid. But if you don't pay, you're not going to get paid. Sorry.
That
Yeah.
is, if you pay, you might get paid. It should be the slogan of the DSA.
Yeah.
So hold on.
That's
I
the
had a
only way to get
question.
paid.
Oh wait.
Why
she's over here.
are not all MLM companies required to provide an income disclosure statement?
Because they're not part of the business opportunity rule. They didn't have to be a part
That's
of that.
part of the business opportunity rule.
Because of the public comments made
Yeah.
by pro MLMers 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And
No.
they need
And
to
then here's
have a rule on an updated income disclosure statement
Absolutely.
as well. Because Young Living, I'm still fired up about this, so I'll mention it real quick. They
I'll
still
just pop
have
this up
not.
because that's basically what this
Yes.
is. So we'll just talk
They
about this
still
now.
have not updated their income disclosure statement after they had to go in and change their compensation plan in 2021. I think is when they had to do that because, of that class action lawsuit that's ongoing for being a pyramid scheme. So they had to restructure and separate business builders from customers, but that's not reflected on their income disclosure statement because it's going to make their income disclosure statement look really bad. And so
Yep.
they haven't updated it yet. And I'm like, we're still going off of the 2020 income disclosure statement, Young Living. I'm waiting.
Beachbody
we
did the same
also-
thing when I was in Beachbody. It was close to the end. They didn't change discount coaches to customers or anything, but they introduced like VIP customers, or I don't know what they called them, but it was essentially exactly the same thing as signing someone up for the business opportunity, except they couldn't sell, but they still counted as like, I think it's kind of like what Monate has, like where they have VIP
Preferred
customers. And they help with the ranking, but they don't sell things and make money, but they do count toward your rank, like your pyramid. I'm like doing, this is my pyramid sign language. I don't know what it should be.
I'm at the top of the pyramid right now, you guys. It's me. Here I am. Sorry.
So
Karina's here. Hi, Karina.
Karina, I love you.
wait, where?
Can I backtrack a little bit?
Hello. Yes, of course.
So if you scroll a decent amount far up, Harper made a comment about the cease and desist thing that we were talking about earlier.
Let me see.
It says a cease and desist is not, yes, it's not a legal document and it's not filed through the court system. It's just a warning. So unless you sign an NDA, you're okay to actually talk about it legally. And I think that this is really important to bring up because a lot of MLMs like to use cease and desist as a scare tactic to get people to shut up. I know that Monet is really, really big on that. Mona, whatever you want to call it.
Monet.
Yeah, Monet.
We strive to pronounce it differently every
Where's
time.
Where's
We
my
call it poop.
picture from this? Hang on.
We call it poop.
Shampoo. Mona.
Mona. I got one. of those too.
Let me just plug Michelle's Etsy shop real quick.
Mona.
I'll buy some stickers from Michelle.
don't have
That
any
is Mona shampoo with Moroccan
Moroccan
snake oil. And I have to give all the credit for that one to Miss Danielle over there.
I was like, which way do we go?
I don't know.
Because
Oh, he ended
over
up work that way.
And then this one was her husband's brilliant idea.
That's
Snakeology.
awesome.
I love that.
Snakeology.
Yes, Michelle.
I just want you to
my
make all
old-
of the
I
snake
scraped off the Shakeology because
the
I like the cups
Snakeology.
and I paid for them, and I have like 16 of them because
Done.
I bought them for my team and then never sent them out.
So good.
just reuse, reduce, recycle, right? That's the moral of the story.
Yes, and I'm so
Absolutely.
sorry for that tangent.
Yes,
no,
but
you're totally fine.
If you've been sent a cease and desist letter from an MLM and you're afraid to make a comment, you are safe to make a comment. And if all else fails, make an anonymous comment.
Yeah.
Can we also address the fact that like these people who are signing up for these MLMs, like Michelle was saying, they sign up kind of like on a whim. I have no clue if I signed an NDA or not. No idea. And I can't find it anywhere online whether they have an NDA or not, or what is required to sign up as a distributor. So making these things like known, I feel like is
absolutely
important. Also, I wanted to note that I feel like the number of distributors in the company or in the industry should be public, because like It Works, for example, has been claiming 100,000 distributors for the last 8 years. We know it's not 100,000 distributors if they've been, like rising in profit for the last 8 years, but they're trying to mask the, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like the churn rate.
No,
They don't want
the saturation.
Oh yeah.
So they're trying to make it look like the market's not saturated. Like Monet tries to say, oh, only 1 in 4 or 1 in 7 people know about Monet or whatever. They're just trying to make it seem like, you have this pool of people who have no idea what this company is, and that's just not true.
Right. Yeah, those are all incredible points in your comments to make. I would love to see an income disclosure statement that has all of the information we need, right? I want to know all of the ranks. I want to know how many people are at each rank. I want to know how long it took them to get there. I want to know how many people leave per year and how many people join per year and what the percentage of that churn is. I want to know the retention rates, how many people stay. I want to know all of it. They have to know that information. They have to.
The minimum PV requirement each month in order to earn your paycheck within a year's time. That's what I want to know. Because I think with so obviously it's minimum 100 PV a month. So it would be $1,200. Minimum $1,200 just to earn your paychecks for a year. You had to spend that much money.
Here's a great one. What is the average number of people underneath you at each rank?
Yes.
So I can look at the first rank. It's like 0. Done. I can hit that one. The next rank, the average is 6 people.
Yeah. And by the way, you don't get paid.
You get all the way to the top. You realize at Princess Diamond Unicorn Rainbow Fart that you have 100,000 people underneath you. You might go, oh, wait a second. I will never be a Princess Diamond Rainbow Fart. I will never be that.
Jessica, when you did,
we need to know that information.
When you did that, when you were on the news recently, Jessica, that pro MLMer, I always think, yes, you guys, everybody needs to go watch that. It's like 3 minutes long and it's wonderful. But that pro MLM girl that they featured, how she said, I can't remember the exact number of how many people she said in her downline.
2,000.
And only 10 of them were making a livable wage.
I said, if that was me and I was in, I would not have agreed to do that interview. And also, I would have never admitted that. In the MLM, I would have been like, you know what? Not everyone joins to make a livable income. Some join just for a little bit of money. So, I would say roughly 50% of the people, something very vague, but she straight up said 10 people. And if she said 10, it's probably more like 5. She was probably stretching it a little bit. But she proved all the points that I was trying to make just by her 3 comments.
She did.
Yeah.
Every single thing out of her mouth, I was like, Jessica just rebutted that. But okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember
and I
what
noticed
order you went in.
Because when he interviewed me, I got a message on Facebook and it was from some random person and it was her. And she was like, hey, I just talked to Jason and, I heard that you're in an MLM. I'm so sorry you had that experience. My company is not like that.
Of course
and
Did
then
she try to recruit you? You just had a bad experience.
My company would never give you a bad experience.
She was
a
thankful to get your name to put on her
100% positive experience guarantee.
I basically said respectfully, unfortunately, the statistics show that your company is the same and all of them are. and she never responded, but she never posted that article either, which I'm sure she went there thinking
wouldn't.
like, oh, this is going to give me, you know, some exposure. I'm going to get to grow my business with this. She never posted it, never heard another word about it.
Because it made her look really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I love Michelle in the comments. She's just like taking everybody's like, that'd be funny on a t-shirt. Michelle's like, got it, wrote it down.
I have a note
Oh my
going.
God.
I have a note going.
Michelle,
Oh
you
my
make
gosh,
your
you're
own
so
merch.
funny.
I think that's amazing. You make your own merch. You don't.
This is the other thing, because someone commented and said, would it be helpful to contact local political representatives? And that's what we're going to go into here, right? So after you write your FTC comment, don't waste it on just the FTC. Pop that baby in an email and send it to whoever you might think wants to hear it. So here's a list. I've also put a lot of these in the show notes of this episode. Hopefully they should be there because I did click save, but you never know. But here's a bunch of different places that you can also just email as well, right? Your local congressperson. We've got how to find your representative. There's a link in the show notes. The Consumer Protection Bureau, Truth in Advertising, the Small Business Administration Office of Advocacy. All of those places would be so excited to hear from you. Also, I also put your how to find your state AG, so you can send that to your Attorney General's office, and maybe they can open up an investigation too if enough people send them in.
And again, all of this will be available after all is said and done, both in the info about this live on YouTube in the what is it called? The description?
The description box.
Yeah.
And you have to point down when you say it too. The description.
Yeah.
But also on mlmchange.org. I'm gonna add that, but it's not there quite yet.
Yeah, so that'll be there too, and that's wonderful. And I got all the links in the show notes here, so I can just send them to you, Michelle.
The
But
description.
you know what it is, the description. I'm going to call it show notes because that's what I call it, and I can't have multiple things for the same. I can't have the different names for the same thing.
Only kidding.
Show nuts. The Emma show nuts, yeah. Rainbow Diamond Princess Unicorn Art. Thanks. All right. So this is the most fun part of the whole time. This is the activity. This is the FTC comment word cloud. We've been talking about this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to solo lay out Michelle, because we tried so many ways, and really this is just the best way to do it. We said, Michelle, wear cute pants because your butt's going to be on TV.
Would you wear cute pants?
And so here we go. So
can't
everyone's still in here, and I think everybody still hear us if we're not on the thing?
Yeah.
Make sure that everybody can still, and everyone in the comments can still hear us too.
I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, I need redo the bottom of the pool with a rainbow diamond princess unicorn fart mural.
I like it. It's diamond princess unicorn fart.
Okay, so everybody can hear us. We're good to go. We're going to start this. We're going
ready.
back to Michelle is so excited. She got pins and everything. We're going to do a word cloud, and we're just going to start from there. And let's talk about
audience participation.
Absolutely, audience participation. Let's talk income claims. That'll be the main word cloud in the middle, because that's what we're going to talk about, right? Income claims. So let's talk about the different kinds. You can just say lifestyle or income claims. It's all the same, right?
Like a bubble in the middle.
A bubble in the middle. Just write income claims.
I feel like we're in an Amway meeting.
I know.
God.
We brought out the Beachbody whiteboard.
We just had to erase her pyramid right before
Because
we went
if
live.
I also get a whiteboard, then when we do MLM After Dark and we do game night, which we'll probably do this weekend, we can do Pictionary.
And Michelle has to draw everything.
Oh yes. Also,
Roberta
don't
gets a
eat
whiteboard.
the snacks I told you to bring while we're speaking, because you will spit your food out on accident, and then you'll have to clean it up. Okay, so income claims, you guys. Let's do those income claims. So, what about that free car That's a good income claim.
And free trips.
Oh yeah. Free cars.
Gas.
Free trips. I didn't use a boss. I don't know Boss Lee's voice. I just have Oprah voice. I don't know. I don't
We
watch
need
enough
Mallory
Boss
to come
Lee.
back and be Scheme
We need
Lee.
Mallory.
Scheme Lee, where you at, girl?
Was there
No,
another
she's
one?
picking up Margot. But
I feel like
we do have
it works.
this merch.
Does
You can trust me, I'm yelling. Uncapped income. That's another thing that they say, right? Uncapped income. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Harper.
I'm going to make a digital version of the word cloud on the website at some point.
That'll be
It will
pretty.
just be a picture of this awful handwriting, but
I think you should just take a screenshot from this video, and that can be the word cloud. It'll be fine.
Having to spell in front of people without autocorrect is my worst fear.
Did I
Oh,
misspell
Emma.
something?
No pressure.
No. You're good. You're good, Michelle. How about this one? Paid off my house.
or paid off my student loans, paid off
Paid
any
off
debt.
anything. Really. Paid off anything.
I feel like It Works is most known for like
Paid off debt.
paid for the gas, the coffee, the
Yes.
picture of the
Or
gas
retire
tank.
your husband.
Retire.
wow.
Retire your husband.
The
Hang
comments
on.
are on fire
How come
right
no one
now.
wants to retire their wife?
Six-figure
I feel
income.
offended. No one
Right?
says that.
Someone needs to retire me. Come
I
on
want
now.
someone to retire me.
I
I
think
mean, I'm a
they're
stay-at-home mom, but still.
I think they're confused on what retired means.
I know,
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely.
Absolutely. But I want someone to actually retire me. I'd like to start.
Yeah,
taking
same.
some sort of thing.
Did you put
Generational
no, not yet.
wealth.
Six-figure income is on there.
That's
Mhm.
another
That's
thing,
a
that
good one.
generational wealth, right? They use that to get you to think that you're going to will this information and this business to someone that one wants it.
Young Living
It's
uses that a
ridiculous.
lot.
It's
a
ridiculous.
lot. What is the
Yeah,
other one?
Financial freedom.
When you're
That's a
making
good one.
when you're residual income.
Ooh,
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
always said that. I
Yeah.
had this one boss babe friend who's still very high up in the boss babe world, and she
Aw.
always talks about residual income.
Get paid while you're sleeping.
Absolutely, that goes right in there. A
I get
financial
paid when I'm
independence, or just independence at all.
Yeah.
Saying, any sort of independence for yourself. Paying off your debt. Ooh, passive income.
Passive income.
Passive income. These are all great. Also, this, like, I paid for anything in cash. I paid for my wedding in cash. I paid for anything. Make income while you sleep. Also, if we
Yeah,
miss any of these, we
never.
can watch the replay to add to our
Our
file,
life.
Michelle. So that's another reason why I'm just like shouting things out.
Time.
You just wrote passive income again.
It
Right next to the other passive.
looks great. You're doing great.
It's double passive income.
Passive income. Passive income.
Paid for my wedding in cash.
Because
Wow.
we're yelling things at her.
Yeah, paid. I know
I
that's
was gonna
exactly
write
what.
cash.
That's what it is.
Paid for cash, I think is what
Paid
you were
in
right.
cash.
Paid in cash. Paid in cash. Paid in cash.
Oh, paid 5 times a month.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you can sell whole big summer blowout that we can sell from bed, from the hospital, whenever you need to. It's so
What was I just
good.
gonna write?
Paid for anything in cash. Be your own boss. CEO. You can just write you're the CEO or whatever. How about I can decide how much I make?
Oh, I hate that so much.
I get to decide that because I'm the boss.
What about like
Or-
bonus earner? Like I was $100,000
Big
bonus
summer
earner.
blowout.
This is when no one can see my face, but all the silly voices are going to come out. Unlimited income in the pockets of your day, in the pockets of your time.
Work while you're in labor. Yuck.
Ugh.
Yep.
Michelle's like, I'm cramping. My wrist is cramping.
There's too much. It's too much.
There's too many income claims.
Yeah, for real.
So the reason why I've only used this half is because I also want to think about, you know, the
Lifestyle
other
claims?
things to include like the waiting period and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Add the lifestyle into the income claims, like getting a new purse, new swag,
Just the lifestyle or something.
luxury swag,
Luxury.
right swag.
Swag.
Oh. We're supposed to write swag.
One of my favorites is you get trained for free. You get this opportunity to be trained. It's like, yeah, I get that at any other job too, but thanks.
No ceilings, no caps. It's unlimited forever.
Forever.
I have uncapped somewhere.
I think that we should
There's
have,
uncapped somewhere. Yeah, you are correct on that.
we should just have Michelle blown up all the time so that Roberta's voices come out.
Here, Roberta, what are you going to say? I'll mouth it.
Thanks for the candle, bitch.
All that time on TikTok is really paying off, Michelle.
Oh
You're nailing those
my God.
voiceovers.
Product,
know it.
the product.
What about a paycation when they go on paycations to the conferences that they pay for?
A paycation?
I like that.
Vacation, all I ever wanted.
Vacation.
Have to work away.
He's stuck in my head the rest of the day.
The paid
You're welcome.
conferences that you pay for. The paycations.
That you pay for.
What was the one that? Oh, the product sells
You
itself.
can pass your upline. I hate it when they say that.
Yes.
That's like the dumbest thing ever.
Like it doesn't matter.
My compensation plan is in the shape of a square, not a triangle.
It's a circle scheme, you guys.
I think you said in our episode it's a quadrilateral scheme.
Yeah, it's a quadrilateral scheme.
No quotas.
No
What
quotas. What else did we
can-
want to put? Oh, sorry.
You can earn your deposit. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like you can earn, not deposit, your down pay that you like when you pay for the starter kit. They're like, you can earn that back so quickly. There's a word
right.
but I can't think of
like
it.
make your money back.
Yeah, or you can earn your investment back so quickly.
Your investment.
Lord.
Oh my God, it's so easy. You just work your ass off and you get the opportunity for the chance to maybe possibly earn your investment back.
You might be able to buy one stick of gum.
Where's Jenny Wild?
Right?
Oh.
She's in the comments. She
What
was
about
for a bit.
what about free product? They claim you get free product, but you don't get free product. You pay for it.
Dave! You see what happens when you're late? You get like this huge welcome.
Isn't it like 4 a.m. at your place, Dave?
No, that's a different Dave.
Oh, a different Dave. Oh, my bad.
Mhm.
Too many Daves. But hello, Dave. To
Too
all the
many
Daves.
I think Savvy has a video a bunch
Dave
of
Hollis.
videos on all her Daves. Too many Daves.
Yeah.
Okay, can we pivot just a little bit to the
Pivot!
Yes.
Well, Michelle, what if you fill this up? Fill this up, take a picture of it, and then erase it, and then we'll do the other one.
Yeah. Because we can
'Cause
keep
we have
going
lots
with
to
income
say.
claim.
Okay,
Yeah.
you want to keep going on this?
We have lots to say.
I'll keep using blue.
Nice.
Take a
Income
picture.
claims are still
Should
We have
I
more
take
to
a
add to
picture?
this. Let's go.
vacations, all I ever wanted.
Am I going to take a picture of this so that we
The
can?
car. We have the car on there.
We need more
Um,
income claims.
Product of the
You can
product.
be a
We
millionaire. You can
Yeah.
make $1 million.
You can make $1 million.
That it sounds like a joke, but they literally say
Oh my god.
they literally tell you can be a millionaire.
They really do. Just
really
if
do.
you just put in so many years.
Yeah.
They do say that too, right? Like, don't they also like to say that a real business also doesn't make money for the first couple of years, and that's why MLM's all right? Like, it's fine. This
Yeah,
is
I
how
mean,
it
that's
really
why the company makes you believe that you're a business owner, that you have a small business, because like it takes a while to get your investment back with small businesses, which is true with legit small businesses.
Right. The small business legitimacy type stuff. It's just a step. I
I'm still
mean, we were
disappointed
doing
that the word swag is nowhere on this board.
pivot from Friends when they're moving the couch, but we can do Rocky Horror Picture Show too.
Both.
Oh my god.
Our company has produced 60 millionaires. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Looking at you, Monet.
Yes.
Mona.
brah.
Monet.
Our company SUX. Millionaires. Oh, get paid to post on social media. That's another
That's true.
income claim.
That's a big one.
We're saving women.
Oh,
Pro women.
That's a lifestyle claim, Roberta.
That is a lifestyle. I'm in the lifestyle of saving women. That's my lifestyle.
Lord.
That's weird.
When they put that in their bio on Instagram, you're like, which MLM are you in?
Ugh. Which coaching program are you creating?
Absolutely. It's either one or the other. They're either in an MLM or they have a coaching business where they teach you how to be in an MLM.
Look at you. Get paid to share what you already talk about. Yeah, that whole getting paid thing. And I'm just gonna say under swag, could you just write photo under swag? Because that's a big one too.
Whoa.
Okay,
note to self.
Berries taste like schnozberries.
Use the eraser, not your fingers. This is a really good eraser. Excellent. Thank you.
Put it in your Amazon favorites.
Your whiteboard is still so
everybody
white
looking
underneath all
for
of
an
it.
eraser. And you can get your 17-cent commission. Affiliate marketing.
More than you'll ever make? Well, not ever.
The product sells itself. Oh, yeah. Of course it was. A life coaching course. Of course that's the first thing you did after you left MLM. Of course. It's just, it goes hand in hand. Absolutely. Frankenfurter at MLM conferences. That sounds really fun, though. Would have never happened at LuLaRoe. We just had Elijah dressed like a hamburger.
Oh, Lord.
You have Katy Perry or something?
Oh, that's right. We did. We got Katy Perry, too. And Deanne didn't want her because she's the one that kissed the girl.
And she liked it. She liked it, too.
And she liked it. It wasn't just that she kissed the girl. It was that she liked it. That was the worst part. Anyway.
Yeah, so I don't think Deanne would probably go for a Frankenfurter.
We're going to need another whiteboard. Yeah, we're going to need a bigger boat.
I can fill up space up here if we want to keep going on this.
We can erase your boldened FTC word cloud and we can keep going. What was the other thing that you wanted to talk about that wasn't just the income claims that you wanted to put, what you said?
Oh, I would like to kind of brainstorm the other things that we were talking about in the first half of this, like the waiting period.
Yeah, let's go and do that.
All right.
Do we want to take a screenshot? Yeah.
Can you take down the banner?
I will. Let me take down the banner. And
I'll leave Michelle's lovely name there.
Taking a screenshot.
I'll take a picture.
Just a minute.
Michelle, you need to pop your head right there for the picture.
I'll do one. Just a minute. All right, 1 second. Capture.
Yeah, you need to put this on your IG.
Profile picture.
Oh, I will. I'm going to edit it so that you can actually see everything.
Nice.
Okay, now.
We need you to say cheese, Michelle.
Cheese, Michelle.
Good job.
Cheese.
Is that good? Did we get it?
I think we
Yes.
did. Okay, let's all pop up here while Michelle erases the whiteboard. Everybody's back. We're back. Hello. Hello.
Yay.
Okay, thank you, Amy, because I immediately thought Kiss the Girl too, and I was gonna make a Sebastian joke, and then I was like, maybe people won't get it. But you and I are mind melded, and you got it, even if I didn't say it. So I appreciate
You
it.
guys are on the same wavelength.
I was like, also, I love her space buns too, right? I love it. So yeah, we're gonna go back to waiting period versus cooling off period.
Pivot.
Is that what we're gonna talk about?
I
Pivot.
mean, that's one thing. I mean, what else can we put in this besides just the obvious income claim stuff that everyone does? You know,
Yeah,
if we're going to be
obvious.
offering ideas or, you know,
I agree. I like the waiting period and cooling off period.
Michelle just needs an excuse to use her marker board.
It's true. I want to use green or I don't know.
a
Red
different
should be
color.
red. We can do
What's
red.
up, Danielle?
Okay, so I have a legit thing. Like the big thing about MLMs is recruiting. So how can we make it, like, how can we word it in our thing that we don't want them to recruit anymore? Like, that's what we really want.
What
We're gonna
should
talk about how-
the main bubble be for this?
Just like this is just like ideas for submitting your comment, right?
Yeah, we can just
out
say
there.
comment ideas. Just comment
Yeah.
ideas. That's fine. Different inspiration for comments. I love what Danielle said about recruiting, because I think recruiting obviously is very big and
Recruiting
part of the
limits,
problem.
recruiting, like,
right,
I mean, like,
maybe limits.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like you can
limits per
only
company.
recruit,
there should be a cap per company, how
Per
many recruits
company.
we can have.
but also like per person, per individual as well,
Yes.
so that you can't just like have this endless recruitment chain that is not going
Right.
to actually lead you to any kind of financial success at all.
Let's put
Also,
Michelle back on singular.
Being
Okay.
able to being able to promote without recruiting.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Promoting through the company based on sales.
Wow,
Like,
imagine
like
that.
we can do
This is-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we know
most
that you
companies
can't.
get around the rule that like there can't be an emphasis on recruiting by saying, you know,
Right.
don't
So
have to
off of that
recruit. Yeah,
recruiting
sure, but you
bubble,
can't make any money.
say sales based. You know, maybe more
Yeah.
emphasis on sales based.
Yeah.
Like literally raise your commission on your sales instead of having the commission be more when you recruit somebody, because like all of the comp plans are laid out that way, where with Young Living you get 8% off of your immediate downline, and then recruiting people you get 25%. So that's obviously like a huge
Right.
difference.
Yeah. So that's a good point from Sheila. A bigger pay for retail sales commissions versus recruiting.
Yeah.
So more incentives on sales, incentive based, I guess.
Sales-based incentives.
Yes.
Yeah.
This word cloud is about to get big.
Emma's taking us into the shower with her. We should say rubber ducky.
I need a shower. Thank you.
Also, I want to add a different bubble off of the comment themes, which is not recruiting, but a comment
let me
theme
change
in
the
a different color of disclosures and different types of disclosures. And different things that we could add to a disclosure statement. And then in a different health claims, maybe in a different color, really use all those
running
pens.
around here. I do have a lot of colors, so that's all right.
Health claims.
Can we add in there something about like how they're always like shaming women and women's bodies to sell?
Yeah,
their
I would
product?
think that would go on under health claims, right? Like
Yeah.
no more shaming.
Should we include health claims in our comments just because this is more on the line?
I mean, if it works
include
into
everything.
it, you know, if that's something where people have been recruited because of health claims, right? Like this will solve you know,
That's true.
your cancer and your bank account.
And
Yeah.
it will allow you to attend your chemotherapy.
Doctor's
because-
appointments and things
yeah.
like that,
You
right?
just have to remember that you have to tie it back into these are misleading claims that convince you to be recruited.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like
These
you
are
just
all
have to-
misleading things
Yeah.
that lead to recruitment for sure.
You just have to make sure you tie it back so that you're not just like
Absolutely,
because
Emma.
it's different from when you're reporting someone to the FTC because they're making health claims.
Absolutely.
Can we all take a second to tell Emma that she needs to start her own YouTube
You guys
channel?
are making me
Also,
break.
Emma, you need to get ready to go.
Yeah.
You guys are making me break out all my colors, man.
Yeah.
Don't use yellow.
Yes.
Isn't that exciting, Michelle?
It's so exciting. I'm actually so psyched.
You're gonna get to use all of the colors.
I'm not gonna use yellow.
Oh, yes. Spiritual, well, we can just say faith manipulation is another great one.
Oh, yes.
Faith manipulation.
We are a God-based community, and we also will baptize you in a hotel pool if you join our company.
Scottsdale.
Oh, that's what we
Marriott.
talked about today. That's what we talked about today on my podcast.
I
Is the
feel like the
baptism?
Scottsdale Marriott should send me some free
What
hotel stays.
What about all of the top leaders who create support pages for different traumatic experiences?
Oh my gosh.
And then use
Oh,
that to
yeah. Like the people that use the support pages as like a recruiting pool.
Yeah, like literally going into like Michelle. Yeah, like any
I'm gonna
kind
put
of.
that with Faith.
Yeah, put that with Faith.
Yeah, that works. Or health, it works on there, but like recruiting pool for affinity fraud, basically.
Yeah.
I would also, I would love that. A tracking for those MLMs that do require inventory loading, tracking of actual sales with like a barcode system. So you know where it actually ends up.
Okay, I have one that I feel like is a huge issue, at least with It Works. I don't know about other companies, but they quote unquote discourage bonus buying, but then they make it to where if you don't maintain your rank for 1 month, your bonus is gone forever. So in turn, encouraging bonus buying because it's either, spend $20 to buy your bonus or lose $20,000.
Absolutely. I had to highlight this comment in the name of
it's
the
great.
Father, the Son, and Rejuvenate.
Wonderful.
And
Ooh.
Capixel.
Something that goes along with that, Jessica, is also stacking.
Oh, yeah.
Team building based on stacking people. I always
Stacking,
thought
yeah.
that was super weird because it's like someone wants to join your team and then you sign them up under some rando that
know.
they've never
That's
met.
like-
And then you have to introduce them and you're like, this is your boss. And they're like,
I
excuse
thought
me.
it was my own boss, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is your boss and you're my boss, and I have two bosses? I don't understand.
Yeah, so
I
like
was in,
I
like-
had to explain to several people why I would probably was lying, but why when they signed into Beachbody On Demand, it showed that their personal coach was my husband who doesn't do Beachbody.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were taught to tell them like
Or my
that
cat.
we were
No, I'm just kidding.
teaching
just
layered
kidding.
leadership.
What?
We were taught to tell them that we were teaching layered leadership.
Layered leadership.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Multi-layered leadership.
That's literally what they call it. They call
Wow.
it layered leadership.
I love
That
that.
is
And hate it.
Amazing. Oh my God, Jessica.
They really get creative.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, layered.
I
leadership.
love I love it.
They're
And I hate it.
literally like acknowledging that this is something we do.
I feel
and
like
they're trying to legitimize it by saying, and this is why. Here's a
Right?
made up word salad word.
I feel like at the Hunbot potluck, someone needs to bring 7-layered leadership dip.
Michelle geeking out.
Oh my god, we could have a Hunbot cookbook.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so funny.
Can we do that?
Brilliant.
Oh, we should do
Brilliant.
that to
Life
raise
after
money.
MLM.
Like the Cindy
Wait.
layered leadership.
Wait, Roberta, we should do that for you raising money for your thing.
Oh, we maybe
That
we
would be really
can.
cool.
That would be fun. We could do some fun stuff. We're gonna do some fun stuff for that when we start LLS 7-layer leadership dip. Wait, 7-layer leader dip. Instead of leadership, it's leader dip.
It's leader shit dip.
And you put the refried beans on top.
Oh, gross.
Oh man, we're nasty.
Top of the pyramid,
Who's
baby.
coming to the party though, and who's diving in? I know everybody's diving.
What can we
in.
add to disclosures?
Ooh, what can we add to disclosures?
Ooh,
Churn
preying on
rate.
disabled people. That's a good one, Sheila.
Churn rate. Ooh, how many smoothie and casserole recipes are in the Hunbot cookbook? I mean, I
Roberta,
feel
you
like
have
we
fun
could just
sidetrack.
remake all the things that are like in. There's got to be like Pamper Chef recipes that we can make better. There's
Or
got to
like-
be like
Is it Prove
funny.
It that
tastefully
has?
simple dip mixes we can do.
Is
we
it
can
Prove
do
It that
it.
has those really nasty meals or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Octavia.
Octavia
And
just has
Prove
the
It now, too.
Octavia.
Octavia.
I do that every time I say that word, Jessica.
Me too. Even though I know it's Octavia. You know,
I
it was
know.
the funniest way I came across figuring out it was Octavia, like in a TikTok video, because I was reading the way that the company had bolded the word, and I was like, it looks like it says Octavia. And I was like, oh my God, is that how it's pronounced? I was like, why does it look like it says Octavia? And it was like, because that's how you say it. I was like, oh, I always thought it was like the yogurt. Which is Activia and not even Optivia. So
I know.
whatever.
I know.
Poor Jamie Lee Curtis. She's getting lumped into a pyramid scheme and she doesn't even know it.
So what are we putting under disclosures? Is that like the things that we want to see on an income disclosure,
Yeah,
like included? That could be its
Absolutely.
own word cloud. Really.
I know, it's his own whole
There is
word
not
cloud.
enough space on that word cloud.
Why
for
don't
this
you just erase the
disclosures.
FTC
okay,
word
For
cloud?
disclosures, like I would.
Jessica.
Here's what I'm gonna write. Here's what I'm gonna write in my comment about disclosures is that I would like to see a median and not an average.
Oh,
or
yeah.
both.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
Or
would
both.
love the median. I think a median should be required. And probably also the definition of what median is.
Yeah.
So I feel like most people are like, what?
What does that mean?
I'm
What is- I thought
I'm
that's
actually
average.
working. I'm working on a YouTube video about median versus average.
Perfect.
So hopefully I'll get that up soon.
I would love to see a sales disclosure as well as a bonus disclosure.
Mm-hmm. And what percentages of the bonuses were actually paid out?
We're running out of space, Michelle.
Ooh. I know that's what we said. We got to
She's, like,
erase the FTC word cloud.
Squeezing it all in. She said
I can't spell
absolutely
anymore.
not.
She's very proud of it though. She
My brain
bolded
is
it.
about over.
It's
The
all right. It's
screws are running
Friday.
out.
Are we gonna play pyramid scheme hun
Pyramid
pot game?
Boss
tonight?
babe? Boss
Yes.
babe
Tomorrow?
the game? Boss babe the game?
Okay.
Either
Let's do
tonight or
it
tomorrow.
right now.
Right now.
Right now.
I'm ready.
Immediately after this.
Oh God. Let me get my child down for a nap and I'm down.
All right. How does that look?
IDS mandatory in every country they operate. I believe. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. If you are in an MLM that is in multiple countries, you better have an income disclosure for all of your countries. All of them. I mean, if you're going to lie to us, at least give us the truth in the paper nobody reads. And we'll figure it out for everybody else. Yeah. I want to know the difference between like who is and isn't active. So when somebody says things like, they're just the ones that are lazy and aren't working it. Like, I want to know how many people are just there for the discount.
Yeah, they have to do what Young Living did and separate the business builders from the customers.
Yeah, I was
even
gonna say
though they
Or
haven't.
discount, Michelle. Just write discount.
Yeah.
Oh, inactive works too.
Because
They just
who
I don't even know what
determines that? Like, are they just anybody who doesn't make any money?
Active
They're just
versus
throwing.
discount.
That's what that it works in their advantage to say, well, if you didn't make any money, it's because you weren't working,
Right.
you weren't
So
trying.
we have to stop
And in
them from
reality,
being able to say,
there are so many people who pay to remain active, and they do the minimum that they can to stay active because they want to be eligible for those commissions, but they just can't sell anything.
Yeah.
right. I want to know that. I want to know that information. And it's like, I don't think the excuse we don't keep that information is a good enough excuse. Here's another thing for an
absolutely
income
not.
disclosure statement. If every single company in the entire country can get their financial information in by August or April 15th or whatever the day is that everybody pays taxes, then I don't understand why an MLM company can't have an accurate disclosure of last year's earnings by that time as well.
Absolutely.
Every year.
Yeah,
Updated every year.
Updated income
By
disclosure
a certain
statements.
time.
Yes.
Like, you don't just put one out in 2016 when you're at the height of everything and then not put anything out now that you're at the bottom of the barrel and it's even worse than it was then.
Which one
I
is
want
it?
An updated one.
Which
I
one is
want
it
all
that
the info.
still does not have an income disclosure statement? Because I know
Oh,
that
there's so many.
A lot.
I don't even think Mary Kay has one.
Oh, you're right. I've never seen a Mary Kay income disclosure statement. You're right.
There's a lot. I know. Thank you, Melissa. Absolutely. That's an MLM burn right there. It's a Ginsburn. And I'm like, if everybody can do it, I don't understand why they can't. Like, I just don't understand.
Oh, also, how many people are at each rank? I want to know that.
Yeah.
Instead of the less than
like those jeans on you,
0.1% that they like to do.
And hold on.
I don't think stacking should be allowed either.
No.
I think we
absolutely
should
not.
also include how long they actually maintained that rank, because a lot of people can get to that rank and it'll look good, but they were there for 1 month until they lost it, you know?
Mm-hmm. I was at the Cadillac rank in Mona. Just for 1 month though.
For 1 month. I could have had a Cadillac.
Does that work tenure at rank?
Yeah.
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 So
also, why do you have to pay a minimum to get paid? Like, I feel like if you make money, you should make it regardless of minimums. Like, no, I don't. I have to recruit one person and bring 2 new people in every month. There's some MLMs that have like contingencies like that.
They will withhold your pay. They will literally not pay you because you didn't buy X amount of product this month. That's such BS.
I don't know about any sort of procedure to address bullying, but I mean, that's not an FTC thing. That's like a freaking compliance and personal, like public relations issue.
Well,
in MLM. But I think that's definitely something that should happen.
Well, I think that like the way MLMs are run right now, it kind of encourages that kind of behavior because you have to rely on the people underneath of you for your livelihood, your paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't have to rely on everyone underneath of you to make money, then there wouldn't be so much incentive to bully them.
Yeah, my former company doesn't have an IDS because they're a baby company. I'm like, if you get 1 year grace period, and we'll call it your baby year. You don't get to call yourself a baby after your baby year.
10 years, yeah.
And LuLaRoe still calls themselves a baby, and they're like a 3rd or 4th grader at this point.
They say like ground floor opportunity, and they've been around for 40 years, but they rebranded 20 years ago.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, definitely.
How does my butt look?
It looks great. I like those jeans.
Thanks. They're
Apple bottom
Lands'
jeans.
End. They're very fancy jeans, but they're from the thrift store. So
Land's End.
yes.
There you go. There you go. They're fancy mom jeans.
I had a thought. Can we can also
love mom
consider
jeans.
putting in our comments how like people in MLMs have to restart over every single month. Like, can we just suggest that we get rid of that?
This is for you, Michelle, from Emma.
I told you if I did this, I was going to start twerking. I'm not going to do it. Did I not say that?
Uh-oh.
All right. I got kind of
Someone just start playing some music.
Can y'all hear me?
Boots with the fur.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Okay. And what Kayla, what did you just say?
How they have to start their rank over like at the bottom every single month.
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
that. Like that's awful. That's so stressful. And obviously that's some form of manipulation tactic, but I'm not articulate enough right now to put that into words, I feel like.
I feel like MLMers will look at this and be like, but without all this, it doesn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Because it's a pyramid scheme.
Where's that cognitive dissonance?
Because it's a pyramid scheme. Yep. Yeah, a little shimmy. It was nice.
You're welcome, Al.
I think this is great. I think this is a fantastic jumping off point for anybody that might have felt confused as to what their comment should be, where it should go from there, how their comment should look, whether or not it needs to be 6 pages or 6 words. I think the ultimate point here is that everybody needs to make a comment and every comment is important.
Yeah, I mean, pick a topic that resonates with you and just be yourself. Like, be unique. You know, obviously we don't want to do the copy and paste. Also, hello, there's a child here.
Hi! Oh, do you want me to cover you? Do you want me to take you off?
Oh, no, it's
Because he's
fine.
there? Okay.
It's okay. Nah, he's just getting tired. Dad put him in a Halloween outfit. I don't know.
It's because it's spooky season 24/7. Halloween all the time.
I
love it.
all the time. He's so tired.
Okay.
Emma is getting a gold star today. Not only
Yes.
did she listen to this and bring us into the shower with her, but she's now saying she's going to put more effort into her comment than any paper that she ever has been graded
Me
on.
too. And it's going out to all of my state and local reps and Tina and
All of them.
whoever else Dave told us we should send them to.
Hey, Roberta, send it
Yes, Harper.
to your BFF
All
Leah.
right. Harper and the Sunshine Gang. Hopefully the whole gang writes
Wait,
comments.
tell Leah and Mike they should make a comment too.
Yes.
You should tell them to like promote
Post it.
on the fair game.
Oh yeah. Maybe
That would
like
be
share
so
it on the
helpful.
Instagram or
I bet Sarah and Nippy would at least.
Yeah. I'm going to reach out to them. They were just
I-
at South by Southwest. They're home now. So
I really want
Everybody
you
got to
reach
do
out to them. I think that they would be
stuff.
into it and very helpful.
everybody was cornballing but me. So I didn't. Anyway.
Modeling our theft shop jeans is
Let's-
our model.
Let's hear it for the Daves. The Daves we like, at least.
Yeah.
Not the Daves we don't.
There's a lot of
Only the
shitty
Daves we like. And most definitely not the Daves we don't.
That's right. F those Daves, those other Daves.
Thank you guys for being here. We're going to get the word clouds made into things this weekend and posted on the website.
Road to
Please-
Freedom is rallying up the UK ban the scan gang.
Woo! Yes.
Thank you.
Let's rally the UK.
It's so important to know that anyone can comment. This was a game changer when I found out because we have a lot of people being reached by by Dave and by Elaine.
Yes.
Elaine is a wonderful YouTuber that covers scams, mostly in Filipino communities and in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's able to reach a huge audience that is not US citizens. And so it's really, really exciting to me that anyone can comment and they can be anonymous.
I love it.
Also,
I love it.
the whole Herbalife, you know, Herbalife preys on communities in Central America and South America. And
Absolutely.
yes,
We got some friends in Brazil making comments. Absolutely.
Wonderful. So happy about that. And
Yeah,
our
that's
PSA
great.
that we did, there's going to be a Spanish version coming out soon. We have a few people who have recorded and we're putting that together, and it's just going to be so great.
Nice.
Because
Also,
we still have what, 52 days, I think? I don't know. I don't have my website up.
Also, not to like sound like a hun, but like really you should be like reaching out to your warm market of people that you actively recruited to. And like if you have a good relationship with them, ask them if they would be willing to do this because they were affected by you being in an MLM.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is such a good idea.
Retrace those steps.
I have so many people. Yes, I have so many people that I sold Beachbody to that I've reached out to and been like, hey, sorry about that. You know? And
Burned a lot of bridges with Young Living.
I definitely didn't even think of that. So that's a really good idea to reach out to those people. Hannah, we I think have somebody who's submitting a video at least in Portuguese. I don't know about translations though. Totally open to that.
Yeah,
Oh, my
awesome.
email address for all that stuff is just mich@spoonstop.com.
And you can find us all on Instagram and all the other places as well. And you can leave a comment or email me at the real Roberta Blevins, and I can get you in touch with any of these beautiful women as well. Thank you guys so much for being here, for helping us with the word cloud, for talking about all of the issues that people have been running into. And you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you. And hopefully this weekend we'll be doing another MLM After Dark with a game of some sort. So come join us, and we'll figure it out.
We have a whiteboard.
With the whiteboard, perhaps. We'll see. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.